Okay, we are going to do a requested topic. So I do have a different thing going on here because I just made myself a rotating tarot table, which will be pretty sweet because when I'm doing readings for people, then I can just swivel the table around so they're looking at the cards the proper way. Anywho, what we're talking about mass alien disclosure, right? So, looking at the possibility of openly aliens like working and communicating with humans. Um, is this a thing that can happen? Are we close to this point? What is going on? So, my random word and number were Hot Bob 29. Whatever the fuck that means. All right. So our root card is a Four of Cups. Fascinating. And the main card here is a Ten of Cups, which is the happy reunited family. Now that is really interesting. Now with the Four, so the Four of Cups, this shows some emotional stagnation, some stagflation, if you will. And then on top of that, we have the happy reunited family. So this is interesting in this context because is that kind of implying that us and the aliens are all an actual family? Let's just see what is on either side of this. I might have to figure out different ways to point the camera at this just so it's consistently a good display. But feel free to let me know if this is good enough or if you want the camera pointing directly down at the cards, which is the way I usually like it. All right. So on either side, this is sort of like the past usually. So we have the High Priestess, and this is hidden energy, very secretive. We do have the black and white tiles. Now, I don't always mention this in the High Priestess. Sometimes it sticks out and sometimes it doesn't, but we do have the black and white tile floor. That is like a Masonic thing as well, but the High Priestess is just very, very secretive, and she's not opening to anyone who hasn't earned her trust. So one of the things I guess that would imply is that the disclosure or the working with people would happen previously in cases where they would be trusted, right? The humans would be trusted, or maybe the aliens would be trusted. Now, on the other side of this is the Lovers. And this basically is showing, I mean, there's a few different things we can read out of this, but the Lovers by itself talks about making a big decision and then fully committing to it. Now, this could also show literally sex, like sex with humans and creation that way. Now, let's go back to this Four, because this is the root card. What I need to find out is if this is coming from the aliens or if this is coming from the humans, this sort of emotional stagnation, because they might be in a point. What do we get? Seven of Pentacles. I mean, if I had to say this is alien or human, I would say that it's alien just because of the snake tail. But this is the witch practicing witchcraft. It's more about learning by doing. I guess if I had to say one or the other, this is aliens. So this is emotional stagnation. So there's something about them that is getting old, like they're kind of over it and they want to have a different experience. Now, that might be the driver for what happens here. Now, I also need to find out in this 10 of cups, so is this the aliens reuniting with each other, or is this showing, the aliens actually being part of our family too? Um, well, what we get, the Six of Pentacles, so this shows a person and a ghost. And the person is giving one of the pentacles to the ghost. But as far as the specific question, I would say this shows a reunion between aliens and humans. Um, okay, so now that we see this, it's like some sort of emotional fucking wear and tear on the aliens that causes them to want a change. And this would show open communication, open interaction, because it's a family that is reunited. And the lovers is showing basically, sort of a commitment that is made and stuck to. Now, let's put a timeline on this. And the timeline that we get is the Fool. Geez, Louise. As far as that goes, I think it's talking about now. Uh, what else is coming out of here? Yep. Timeline wise, I say that this is actually happening currently. Fascinating. So, with this in mind, in what way could we expect to see them? That's the thing about aliens. You might think you know what they look like, but you fucking don't, because they're aliens, and that's the deal. So, in what way would we expect to see them? We actually got two cards coming out. So we got a Queen of Swords and Three of Wands. We do have the full moon in both of these, but that is less of a big deal considering that this is the Deviant Moon Tarot. So there are moons in many of the cards. They're not full in all of them, though. So I guess I am going to look at the moon in these two and say, I guess part of it would come from the moon. But in what way would we expect to see them? Now, the Queen of Swords is about loneliness and anxiety. And I mean, she's very receptive in her head. If it was the Queen of Cups, this would be about receptivity, like gut-based intuition. This is more like head-based psychic energy, right? So I think the Queen of Swords is saying that there might be psychic contact, and also that might freak you out. And the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is about things that we slowly grow throughout time. I mean, there might be something about, children in this, but this isn't showing an actual child. Creative endeavors, it's really about patience and um, nurturing. What the heck? In what ways would we expect to see it? Maybe it's in the plants, like literally in the plants. Uh, I guess if plants start doing freaky shit, then I would take note of that. That's interesting. Ultimately, this is kind of fuzzy, but we do get the moon. I do feel like this is psychic energy. And here, literally, maybe this is about what comes out of the ground, and it might literally be about plants. Huh. Well, And with the Fool, this also says that this is kind of happening now. All right. So I feel like it would have to be a good thing because they have been here the whole time, right? So when you take an influence that has been hidden um, and you bring it out into the open, now there's an initial disruption, but I feel like the more knowledge, the better. So let's just see what the tarot has to say about the effect on humanity that this has. Well, that actually doesn't look too good. The Hanged Man. So, what are we looking at here? It's the suspension, and it's like a freeze. It's like a time freeze that happens in the Hangman. Now, the hangman hangs themselves to get a different perspective. So maybe this is really showing the different perspective, but there is something that would happen that would be kind of a pause that would cause the different perspective. So humanity having a different perspective, I think, is a good thing. Um, but the Three of Pentacles basically shows the inability to work together. So the Three of Pentacles upright, everyone is working together, there's no clear leader, and everyone kind of grows together, all of that good stuff. And this reversed is showing humanity not being able to work together. And one could argue that maybe that has always been the case, but on small scales, microcosms, humanity has been able to work together amazingly well in some cases. Now, there's a freeze and maybe a pause in collaboration. Okay, well, that is what we get here. Hold on, hold on. I mean, because of this, let's just pull one more to see if we're talking about freaking doom, right? Does this mean everybody dies? Maybe. We get the Ten of Swords. So, all right. This does look like it might be kind of disruptive. Um, and it might be bad. I still feel like long term it would have to be good because I'm a Star Trek guy. But short term, it looks like this might cause some pain. Now, keep in mind that the 10 is about pain that happens from things that we ignore, things that have been there for a long time, and then we try not to look at them, and eventually they catch up to us. And I guess that would be kind of the case with the aliens slash angels slash demons, like whatever you want to call them. But yeah, it looks like there is disruption. And this reading also suggests that this shit is happening right now. So let me know what you think. Also, as far as this goes, we can work more with the fact that the table can spin because what I had the idea of is basically to turn it upside down and look at an opposing energy. And it didn't really make sense in this reading, but we will eventually get there. But if you do want the view directly above these fuckers so you can see the cards easier, let me know that, and I can definitely make that happen. That's it for now. Peace.